Alright people, I did promise you in a previous video that I will be making a reaction video about the speech of Ferdinand Marcos about martial law. So here it is. But first things first, kumusta? Mabuhay and maligayang pagbabalik sa aking channel. Yes, indeed. So I think that this is a clip that was taken from a longer video. It's the C-SPAN speech of Ferdinand Marcos, and in that speech he spoke about the topic of martial law, and I think he explains why he called for martial law, why he chose to do so. All right, but before we move on, make sure to follow me on Instagram at Music Game News, because that is where you can DM me your suggestions. And of course, before we even start this video, I'd like to ask you guys kindly to, if you would like to comment respectfully, because this could be a hot topic potentially. All right, let's get to it.
I didn't proclaim martial law alone. It is made to appear as if I just signed the decree and said, I impose martial law on each and every one of you. No. I asked the legislature.
Okay, why does he feel the need to say this? To say that he did not proclaim martial law alone? Is he trying to remove some of the guilt, maybe some of the responsibilities of his shoulders and put it on other people?
To please pass a law proclaiming martial law because there was anarchy in the country.
Okay, so he's saying that he said please to those people. And, yeah, okay, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back.
I asked the legislature.
Yes, the legislators.
To please pass a law.
So it was his idea.
Proclaiming martial law because there was anarchy in the country.
Anarchy in the country. Do you agree with that? What kind of anarchy was there?
Now, let me say this. The opposition was strong. And they were members of
the Aquinos?
Security Council, and somehow they adopted a resolution which required that there be a unanimous vote for the armed forces to be able to move. And therefore the armed forces was immobilized.
He really, really does speak like a president, and dare I say, like a dictator. I'm not saying that he is a dictator. I'm just saying that the fiercest dictator in history spoke a lot with strong gestures, bam, bam, and they would like hit the table and, be very assertive. I'm not saying he's a dictator. I honestly don't know. I'm just saying, he speaks with a lot of confidence. There you go.
At the same time, I asked the opposition party to come and join me in a coalition government. I offered one half of the cabinet. And of course, they laughed at me and said, why should we join you? We're going to take over the government. By the time you are through with the exercise, you're dead, politically and otherwise. So, and they...
Oh, maybe he declared martial law because he was actually afraid for his life because of what the opposition said to him. Woo!
Refused to join me. I asked the advice of the judiciary. I asked the Supreme Court justices, the Court of Appeals justices, and the members of the private sector. And all of them told me there's only one man who can proclaim martial law.
Who is
and
that?
That is the president. And you are it. You are the only one who can proclaim martial law. This is why...
How crazy is it that the president has that type of power? That the president is the only person that can proclaim martial law and basically when you proclaim martial law, it means that whatever the president says goes. You know, I think that's insane. I don't think it should be like that. I honestly think it shouldn't just come to him, you know, for that decision, that many people should come together and speak about it and come to an understanding, right?
I must carry.
You just can't put that much power in the hands of one person.
This particular mark in our history. I could not have transferred it to the legislature. Why? Because the legislature did not have the power.
Because human beings are strong, don't get me wrong, but they're also very weak, especially when it comes to power. When they feel comfortable and they have the power, they tend to abuse it. Human beings tend to go to the extremes, and that's why, personally, I live my life on the basis of trying to stay extremely close to the middle. You know, never go to the extremes. Always try to get as close as possible to that 50-50 mark, you know?
What does the Constitution provide? The President shall be the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, and he may order the armed forces out to quell any disorder, riot, rebellion, invasion, insurrection, and in case of invasion, insurrection, rebellion, or imminent danger thereof, when the public safety requires it.
Hey, I didn't see you there. Well, now that you're here, why don't you celebrate for making it this far into this video by subscribing to the channel, by turning on that notification bell so that you don't miss any future videos, and of course, and the most important thing, to like this video because it does help out the channel tremendously. And now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go back to my business.
He may suspend the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus or proclaim martial law throughout the Philippines or any part thereof. What does that provision provide? It provides that only the president can proclaim martial law. I repeat, that is why I have to assume responsibility. And
Okay.
I am not one.
Okay, so whatever I said at the beginning is not true anymore because he just you know, proved me wrong in a way, because he is taking the responsibility, full responsibility, okay, of his decision.
For shirking duty. The people said there was necessity for proclaiming martial law. And the people said, you are the only official who can proclaim martial law. So I proclaimed martial law. And I sincerely believed that it was necessary to proclaim martial law to install order and stability, because there was complete anarchy throughout the country.
Okay, he is taking full responsibility for it, and you know, he is not backing up, you know, he is not going backwards on what he did. He's saying he believed in it and thinks that was the right decision, even after obviously the huge backlash
At the time. Now, therefore,
he speaks very well in English. Yeah.
at that particular period, what was the status of our government? Our government was immobilized, impotent. The armed forces could not move out. The industry was not at all in any way
But how is that even possible? Isn't that an indication of the work that he did prior to this, that he failed his country if it had to come to proclaiming martial law, you know?
moving. There was no income coming into government. Everybody was running away. They burned the U.S. Partly burned the U.S. Embassy, tried to burn it anyway. They tried to kidnap the American ambassador. American ambassador was by road.
Wow, that's crazy.
And they tried to kidnap our foreign minister, Romulo, whom you just saw today. And I told him, you better disappear because I will not ransom you.
Wow, he found a way to inject a joke in this type of speech? Whoosh!
But whatever it is, they burned the Manila International Airport, they bombed the Supreme Court, they bombed the Constitutional Convention, they bombed the City Hall, they burned part of Malacanang Palace, they attempted to kidnap my children, they attempted to kill the president 8 times.
8
There was, of course, an
times!
attempted assassination against the First Lady. You all know about that. And
Okay, well, I understand, you know, like he said, it was anarchy. So if all of this is true, then yeah, I mean, he didn't really have a choice and he had to proclaim martial law. But like I said, how did it come to this point under your service?
this required that I immediately act on it, and so I did. Now, we established land reform. We were fighting a group known as the Hukbalahap, Hukbong Nagpapalaya ng Bayan. It was socialist inclined. It was leftist. But they were friends of mine because we had fought in the Second World War together. And so I approached them and I said, look, I'm going to establish land reform. If you're fighting for land reform against the feudalistic agrarian system, then you must join me. And they did. I want to introduce to you the leader of that rebellion, who is now present and is a part of the government, Mr. Luis Taruk.
I wonder if his son, Bongbong Marcos, is going to be this assertive when he makes, you know, public speeches.
Member of the National Assembly. One reason why he ran to the hills, according to him, was he was elected as a member of the old legislature and he was not recognized as such. He and the others. Now I want to introduce to you another leader of the Free Farmers Federation, which is also composed of farmers who wanted reform, but who are fighting.
Unfortunately, because of the quality of this video, you can't really tell what they look like, these people that he's trying to introduce.
For reform, but who are now joining in the effort to establish political stability.
All right, so if you're watching this video, so I watched a video that lasted 20 minutes, but the subject of martial law was contained in the first portion of this video. Maybe it was 5, 6, 7 minutes long, something like that. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep you know, the entire 20-minute video, or if I'm gonna just cut the rest, you know, and just keep the portion where he speaks about martial law, because that's what I was interested in. But after having heard him speak publicly like this, he's clearly good at it. He's a very good spokesman, you know, like he knows how to convey a message to the masses, you know. It's as if he were born to lead. Again, I don't know if he was or was not a good president, okay? I was born in '87 in Algeria. I'm not Filipino. I just started recently learning about Filipino history and politics, and things are so jumbled up, you can't really know the truth. But there's something that I think I know for certain, you know, there's like almost no doubt about it, because Imelda herself spoke about this in the Kingmaker documentary, which is, I know, definitely not pro the Marcoses. She did mention that her husband cheated on her, you know, and that she had proof that she recorded him and another woman, which is insane to me. And it's that type of behavior that I just don't think a president should, you know, have, especially if he is married and he is in a monogamous relationship. So from what I gather from everything I saw about Ferdinand Marcos is that he has qualities, but he's definitely not a perfect person nor president. So he made mistakes, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on everything that you just heard. Maraming salamat po. I'd like to let you know that this is the last video that I'm making after leaving for Algeria to visit my family for about 2 weeks. I did record a bunch of videos for you guys, so you won't even feel the fact that I wasn't around, but I won't be able to speak or react to you know, trendy things or relevant things for about 2 weeks because, well, I won't be in my studio and I don't have equipment to react abroad, okay? But I still managed to you know, record some interesting videos for you guys. So I don't think you will miss me too much. I don't think you will be bored. So like I said, if you do leave a comment, do it respectfully, please. Take care of yourselves. Have a great day and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Subscribe here and please like the video to show your support and appreciation for my work, and turn on the notification bell to be poked for future content. Yeah.